For the best experience, please use headphones or listen in a quiet environment. Transforming humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, people of the world, today let's embark on a journey together. A journey of questions that cut deep, truths that liberate, and actions that transform. Because let's face it, the state of humanity and society demands more of us. It demands better of us. And the good news? Each of us has the power to rise to the occasion. Let's dive right in with the first question. Why is there so much inequality and injustice in the world? Think about it. Why is it that in a world of abundance, so many go hungry? Why is it that in a world of interconnectivity, so many feel isolated? Here's the brutal truth. Inequality exists not because resources are scarce, but because compassion is. As the great Nelson Mandela once said, overcoming poverty is not a gesture of charity. It is an act of justice. It is the protection of a fundamental human right, the right to dignity and a decent life. When we see injustice, when we feel the sting of inequality, we're faced with a choice. Do we let it harden our hearts, or do we let it ignite a fire within us to change it? Because let me tell you, real change starts not in the halls of power, but in the hearts of people. And you, yes, you listening right now, you have the power to act. So how do you contribute to making the world a better place? Here's how. 1. Start with empathy. Instead of judging someone's journey, seek to understand it. Everyone you meet is fighting a battle you can't see. Take time to truly listen, not just to hear, but to understand. Empathy builds bridges where walls once stood. 2. Give your time or resources. Find one local organization today that aligns with your values and ask, how can I help? Whether it's donating, volunteering, or simply spreading awareness, small acts ripple into big waves. Consider how much time you spend on leisure each week and set aside a fraction of it for service. Even 1 hour can make a difference. 3. Speak up. Injustice thrives in silence. Whether it's in your community, your workplace, or online, use your voice for good. Remember, as Desmond Tutu said, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. Sharing posts, signing petitions, or attending peaceful protests can amplify voices that need to be heard. 4. Educate yourself. Knowledge is power. Read books, listen to podcasts, and engage in conversations that challenge your perspective. Awareness is the first step toward meaningful action. For example, pick one social issue you care about this week and spend an hour researching its causes and solutions. 5. Be consistent. Change doesn't happen overnight. Commit to one act of kindness or justice every week. Small steps lead to big transformations. Keep a journal to track your contributions, no matter how small, and see how they add up over time. But let's take this deeper. What does it mean to live authentically in a conformist society? Oh, that's a big one. We live in a world that constantly tells us to fit in, follow the trends, check the boxes, be like everyone else. But here's the kicker. You weren't born to fit in. You were born to stand out. The late great Maya Angelou said, if you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. Let that sink in. How much of your time, energy, and potential is spent trying to meet expectations that don't even belong to you? Living authentically means embracing who you are, flaws, quirks, strengths, and all. Here's how you do it. 1. Define your values. What truly matters to you? Write it down. Is it integrity, compassion, creativity? When you know your values, you're less likely to get swayed by the pressures of conformity. For example, spend 10 minutes today writing down the 3 principles that guide your life. 2. Set boundaries. Say no to things that drain you, and yes to things that light you up. Authenticity is saying, this is who I am, and living in alignment with that. Practice saying no gracefully this week to something that doesn't serve your well-being. 3. Surround yourself with the right people. They say you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose people who challenge you to be better and celebrate you for being you. Audit your circle. Are your closest relationships nurturing your authenticity? 4. Express yourself. Whether through art, writing, music, or conversation, find a way to share your inner world with the outer world. Authenticity is contagious. Create something, even if it's small, that represents your true self this week. Living authentically also means having the courage to ask yourself, what is the story I'm telling about my life? Is it my story, or is it one someone else wrote for me? As Steve Jobs said, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. He reminds us to listen to our inner voice and follow our own path, because when you live authentically, you inspire others to do the same. Now let's tackle the big one. Will humanity ever find lasting peace? Let me be real with you. Lasting peace isn't something we find, it's something we create, and it starts with us. There's an ancient proverb that says, when there is no enemy within, the enemies outside cannot harm you. So let me ask you, how much peace do you carry within yourself? Because the wars we see in the world are often reflections of the conflicts we carry inside. If you want to create peace, 1. Practice forgiveness. Let go of grudges. Forgiveness isn't about the other person. It's about setting yourself free. Start small. Forgive someone for a minor offense this week and notice how it feels. 2. Communicate with kindness. The next time you're in a heated argument, ask yourself, do I want to be right or do I want to be kind? Choose your words to build, not break. 3. Be the example. Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. If you want a world of love, show love. If you want a world of understanding, seek to understand. Reflect. How can you embody the peace you seek in your daily actions? 4. Engage in conflict resolution. Learn techniques to resolve disputes peacefully. Mediation and active listening can transform relationships and communities. Practice active listening this week in a challenging conversation. 5. Teach peace. Share the principles of peace with your children, friends, and community. Plant the seeds for a harmonious future. Volunteer to lead a workshop or discussion about peaceful communication in your community. Peace also requires courage. Malala Yousafzai, who stood up to oppression with unimaginable bravery, said, when the whole world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful. Her story reminds us that even when it feels like the odds are against us, one courageous act can inspire millions. And now, here's a question to leave you breathless. How will future generations remember us? Will they say we were the generation that consumed without thinking, divided without listening, and destroyed without caring? Or will they say we were the generation that rose up, that healed, that changed the course of history? The answer is up to us. Today, right now. Here's what I want you to do, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. 1. Choose one action from this talk. Whether it's volunteering, forgiving, setting boundaries, or practicing kindness, commit to it. Write it down. Act on it. Reflect on your legacy. What will your great-grandchildren say about you? Create a vision for the impact you want to have, and let that vision guide your decisions. 3. Build connections. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, we are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Recognize that your actions, no matter how small, affect the whole. 4. Lead by example. Be the kind of person others aspire to be. Your actions inspire others to act. Look for one way today to set an example in your home, workplace, or community. 5. Mentor someone. Pass on your knowledge, skills, and values to someone younger or less experienced. Mentorship shapes future generations. Identify one person who could benefit from your guidance and offer your help. And before we go, I've got one more request. If this talk moved you, if it challenged you, if it gave you even one actionable insight, do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and like this video. Here's why. Every time you do, you're helping us spread this message further. Together, we can build a community of people committed to growth, authenticity, and action, and that benefits all of us, including you, because you'll be the first to get life-changing insights and tools delivered straight to you. So let's wrap this up. The world is calling for change. The question is, will you answer? Thank you for listening. Thank you for being you, and thank you for being a part of the solution. Let's go out there and make humanity proud. Humanity proud.